You know what? I'm going to take off the hoodie and hang out with you in a t-shirt. It's a beautiful day here in Joplin, Mo. It's like 45 degrees. Life is good. Put the glasses back on. Yeah, I got a little haircut, a little work on the beard. What do you think? So there you go. Sketty Nona, first in the house. How are you all doing? I couldn't be more excited. I have all sorts of good stuff going on. Busy doing stuff with the fish room, doing stuff with uh getting stuff done. I went and got a haircut, beard trim, looking good. It's all good in the hood. Lumpy Dog, what's up? What's going on with those I hope the Lions just punk the Packers. Beat the Packers really good. Lumpy Dog is sadly a Lions fan. A lot of disappointment there, but this is not a bad team. I think they have the right coach. I don't know whether they have the right QB or not. He's serviceable. But he's being paid a hell of a lot of money. So there you go. I don't know if Jared Goff is the long-term deal, but he has time on his contract. A lot of great football today later on. Chiefs Raiders at 4:30 Eastern, and then followed by Jacksonville, Tennessee. So there you go. At least two coaches are on the hot seat tonight. So there you go. Let's see what's going on in the fish room. I don't know. I've just been busy getting stuff organized and in place. I've just as a heads up, next Saturday, my time will be different. My company has an event going on, and it starts at 11 and ends at about 2. So I'll either do something before it or after it. Lions on the road, outside, in the cold. They lose by 17 or more. You've seen this game many times. Yeah, there you go. Let's see what else is going on with the fish room. I'm going to be putting up guppies for sale on Aquabid, but I will not be shipping until the end of the month. And there's a reason why. I think that shipping is still a little slow. And because of that, the weather stuff, I have heat packs. I can work around that. Unless there's like a super cold front. First, there's like an Arctic blast that's on the way. I'll have to wait till the next week to ship the fish. If it looks like the Northeast is going to be receiving like 50 inches of snow, yeah, we'll wait. And for whatever reason, I sell most of my fish. I've sold them not to every state. I've not sold to Hawaii or Alaska, but I've sold a lot in the Northeast. Maryland, Massachusetts, Delaware, New York, Connecticut. No Rhode Island. Fancy that. I've sold them west. I've sold them Midwest. I've sold, But for a reason, most of my fish go to the Northeast. I am not lumpy. The one thing I am sort of planning on doing is finally getting this fish room going, and then I'll start working on other stuff. Chewy! A lot of floods. Yeah, it's especially on the West Coast. My brother's in LA, so I got play-by-play this morning. Yeah, they've had a little bit of a drought. They're finally getting the rain they deserve. I wrote all the lyrics to In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. Absolutely. Absolutely. How you doing, Doug? Chewy, how you all doing? Yeah, I lived in California for a few years in the 80s. And I was in NorCal. I was up in Sacramento, the capital, and they would get it essentially was cloudy and misty raining from beginning of November till March. And they got into kind of a weather pattern where they weren't getting that. And when they were getting it, they weren't getting enough rain. Well, it's the weather pattern's back on, and they're getting some rain. They're getting a little more than they know what to handle. It's my brother was telling me he was squeegeeing his car off this morning. So yeah, I'm gonna start shipping fish again. I'll put up stuff on Get Gills and Aquabed, um, and I will start shipping end of the month. And so there you go. Got to fold some laundry. You see, there you go. You gotta be listening. That's good. Strong. We appreciate that, Lumpy. Yeah, so let's see here. I got my beard trimmed. I went and got the beard and hair trimmed today. So next week I'll be a little bit early. Patty, how are you? At the end of the month, I will not be here because I am driving to pick up the lady friend. They're talking about water rationing. Yeah, I'll tell you what. There was something that I read, and this is a real California centric article. Chewy, is that you live in a place, especially like Southern California, where everything is it's basically a desert, and Northern California more Mediterranean, especially in the summer. That you got to go out and 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 do that stuff. Go to it's you've got to save the water and figure out how to save it. And all the infrastructure in Southern California was built for water rainoff or water runoff. Well, the problem with water runoff in SoCal is that they have way too many people. They don't get any rain. There's always a war between Northern California and Southern California. The nation's breadbasket, which is the San Joaquin Valley, which is between Bakersfield and Redding on the I-5 corridor. It's been so dry over the last several years that the aquifers have been getting low. They've been, putting the pumps lower and lower to get the items. And the other problem was in California and in Mexico, because of the popularity of the avocado. Who likes avocados? I do. I love avocados. Well, the problem with avocados is that they grow great in arid climates. Oh, like California. Oh, like areas of Mexico. The problem is that they use a lot of water. Absolutely. You've never tasted an avocado, Doug Gray? Holy capoli. You need to go to Chipotle and get one of them there burritos with guacamole on it. You've had guacamole. Yeah, I love avocados. It's all right. I'm sending you out on that. Go to Chipotle. You've got that. You've got one of those there. You go out and do it. Then you will be totally addicted to Chipotle and to guacamole. Yeah, I love it. I love guacamole. So my girlfriend is at her parents' home in Minneapolis. So I'm going to drive up and get her. And so the I'm going to be I'm heading up on the 27th of January, coming back on the 29th. Avocado, yep, as in some sushi rolls. Yep, you're totally right. Yeah, avocado is also good in some sandwiches. You know what also avocado is really good on? Burgers. Avocado is very good on burgers. And you've never eaten sushi, Doug. So it's man, you've had a Philly cheesesteak though. God, now I have to sort of figure out how to get to Philadelphia. There's two things that are coming up this next year, and I haven't decided which one I'm going to yet. Well, Chinese and Japanese are just an ocean apart. It's good. Um, Chicken teriyaki, that's entry level. Uh, Japanese food. It's very good too. They do amazing things in Japan with whale blubber. Yeah, it's the one thing about Japan nobody really likes about them. They'll go and chase down a whale for scientific research and put it on the market to eat. Yeah, it's Promotion the other Italian women, and the ex-wife was also Italian. Scotty Aquati, how are you doing? I have I have a coworker who's I think about your age, Doug, and he hasn't eaten a lot of stuff either. For instance, I introduced him to pistachios, and I was having some pistachios, and was sharing them with the class, and yeah, I have not heard of the band Cobra Spell. By the way, if you have a fish question, there's some people here who have a lot of information. And what I don't have, they got. So there you go. I almost want to sit outside with PetSmart. Yes, Doug Gray, a fish does drink water. They remove the oxygen from the water as well. Yep, they do. They poop and pee in the water. Yeah, I feel like getting a sign and stand outside of PetSmart saying "Never buy fish here." Never buy fish at PetSmart. And just go from there, because I swear to you, on the two groups that oh, Rusty Wessel. In Rome, no less. You see, Rusty Wessel's got it going on. I've seen several videos of his fish room. You know, Biggies, what's up? I would like to be his friend. And they've been talking about the Northwest Aquarium Society, Northwest Arkansas Aquarium Society, of bringing in Rusty Wessel. And I hope they do it. Well, thank God, Scotty Aquati. Thank God. The PetSmart near me is very busy, and I have to go there for one reason and one reason only. I guess I could order it online, but I go there to get uh I go there to get um, dog food because it's the only place that handles that dog food locally. Now, obviously, I could have Chewy or Amazon deliver it. In fact, in the middle of this thing, I have a new camera bag arriving. Supposed to be arriving anywhere between now and 3. I wish it would come relatively quick. I need to run an errand or two. And it's let's see what's going on with the Amazon. I got one that is I got a new lens for Christmas from one of my siblings and her husband, and which is really cool. It is one of these lenses that's better for wildlife photography. All right, let's see all updates. Where are they? Went out for delivery 3 hours ago, and still supposed to be here from 1 to 3. So let's hope for the best. Hope for the best all the way around. Hey, what's up, Melvin? Hugh Hefner of the Philippines. Yeah, no, I get it. Some of the, it's Doug Gray is like one of our guys because he's got, 90 plus aquariums going right now, Doug. I have more aquariums not set up than set up, and I've got to get this room put together. Yeah, 90 even. I've already had 2 cans of the Nectar of the Gods, 2 cans. And I'm trying not to have more than 2 Diet Dr. Peppers a day. Have about a half a pot of coffee first thing in the morning. They have a couple of those. So I heard about this challenge and I'm thinking of taking it up, but I can't start it right now because I'm going to be on the road for a few days. Pick up my lady friend, and it's 30 days of running a mile. 30 days. So I'm going to do it. I've made a decision. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go and run 30 miles in a day. Or not 30 days, a mile 30 days in a row. I'm going to do it, and that's one of the things I will do this year. It's not going to be particularly fast. A python, oh God. What do you call a snake that's exactly 3.14 meters long? A python. Yeah. Pi, by the way, gang. 3.14. In fact, I've thought of getting a tattoo, and the tattoo would be the sign of pi. Not, yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't want to come down too hard on you, Doug. Uh, but I've thought of getting, uh, the pi thing, just the pi symbol. And for me, it's of Chewy's disavowing his joke writing. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go lumpy. I'm gonna go walk. I'm gonna go run slowly a mile every day for 30 days, and see how that goes. Now I do a lot of walking. I walk. Uh, so far this last week, I've been because the weather's been nice. Uh, I'll show you. Today, I've already walked, if you can see that, 9,204 steps already today. So far this week, I've walked an average of 5.83 miles a day. Last month, 5.18. And in the last year, 5.11 miles average per day, for the past 365 days. So that's my deal. I'm going to do it. You're a 5465? Coral Works, what's up? Hey, thank you very much. I got a dog to walk. The beauty about having a dog, and I refuse to not walk my dog. I think it's part of the deal. It allows you, it's an excuse to get outside. It's an excuse to go for a walk. And you're obliged to do it. That's sort of the deal. And, the fish, obviously dumping out water and do that. See, there you go, Coral Works. Yeah. Yeah, so I go out, I do my walking, I do my stuff, and is try to eat well and all that junk. So there you go. I realize this. You're getting more headspace than yeah. Yeah, I think by the way, with all the walking I'm doing, I don't when I was a younger man, I was on track team, the mile. I was a miler. And I was not very good. Just being fair. Not very fast. No, it's pretty slow. But, it's you show up and there's not a lot of people running the mile, guess what? You get on the team. So that's what I did. Yeah, I went to Great Clips today and had got my beer cut down. See, there you go, 66. Again, folks, it's age is a mental deal. I have met people who are 30 who are old as hell. And I've met 75-year-olds who are very young. So there you go. My fish tanks aquatics. How you doing? It's all a mental game, everybody. Doug raises 12. Excellent. In fact, I think I have more energy now. At the office, I have a lot of people on my team who are younger, and they freak out at my energy level, and which is a really cool place to be. That's a real cool place to be. And because if they're all of a sudden saying, yeah, you're, I don't know where you get your energy, that's strong. All right, supposed to be here between 12:45 and 2:45 now. I just don't want to leave, even though I live in a good neighborhood and I have cameras everywhere. There's a lot of people who are trolls and that stuff. Yeah, it's all the practice. No, I'll look that up, Chewy. Thanks for the tip. Vinoski, Fish Kodo, how are you? My siblings and I were texting back and forth. And, it's the one thing that goes through as time keeps marching for all of us. Nothing can stop. It's coming for you. Your days, the longer you go, the better it is. But there's a time where you have less in front of you than you do behind you. So, with that being said, you have to, try new things, do new things. It's try new foods, try new music, try new, do something new in the routine. Humanity, and we all have to do this because we have fish aquariums, right? We have habits of when we do water changes, when we feed them, what we feed them. It's and you have and it's always trying something new. That's one of my things. I try to find something new each day. So that's why I'm going to do this 30 days, a mile of running every day in a row. And I'm looking forward to trying it. And I think it'll be fun. Now, the last time I did running, which was a while ago, won't say how long, but let's say it's more than 2 decades. I do a lot of walking. I'm very active, but I got back into running, and I ended up getting that plantar fasciitis thing in the foot. That wasn't fun. Do 31 days instead, and then you'll have completed a 50K. There you go. Yeah, it's trust me. Because of all the walking, the hips hurt already. So that's good news. By the way, I have figured out ways to get around the pain hips. I started taking quinol turmeric Probably about 3, 4 months ago, and my hips are a lot better. I don't wake up in the middle of the night in agony like I was. Yeah, I eat well for the most part. For the most part, I eat really well. It's For the most part, yeah. I have a couple of weaknesses. Agony's your middle name, Chewy? Yeah, there you go. That's like the thing with the fish. The beautiful thing with the fish hobby is that we're able to try new things. It's a beautiful look at science. It's a real cool thing. Exactly, Cora works. Exactly. Now Maggie will be gone. She will be. She's going to be at her co-owners to have a litter of puppies. She blinded me with science. Uh, so she's going to be at having puppies. So I'm gonna about August 1st. I have to deliver her to her breeders, and she's having a litter. And then I have to decide if I'm keeping one. Uh, so there you go. Yeah, I don't eat a lot of simple sugar. I have a little bit, but not very much. It's I use a teaspoon of actual organic sugar crystals, cane sugar crystals, in my coffee in the morning. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. Otherwise, everything is complex carbohydrates. Except I occasionally, here's my one of my guilty eating pleasures, everybody. Lay's stacks. I used to be a Pringles guy, and for whatever reason, they were out of it. Turbinado sugar. Well, that's what my girlfriend has, and I have some of that in the house. My girlfriend eats that exclusively. She's on an inflammation free diet, and she asked if I would go on it with her when she comes to town. I said yes. So I will do that, and I will go and get that. Go and enjoy that. So I'm looking forward to that very much. My Melvin. Yes, so let's see. Bob Keeler's other birthday's tomorrow. Elvis Presley Day is his obsession in life. By the way, you know why Elvis was always touring? When Elvis died, he didn't have a lot of money, in which a lot of people find it just shocking. Because here's this guy with all these big hit songs, with movies, all that sort of stuff. Well, he spent like a sailor. But the problem was, if you're and Chewy, you'll confirm this. If you are a musician and you've reached success, the money with touring usually runs out, because there's very few acts that continue to tour and do really well. The money is made on the music rights. And the music rights and the people who wrote the songs. Elvis basically did not write. He has a few co-writing things, but quite frankly, his big hits, he didn't write. So, it's so the deal that happens for these obviously if you do a TV ad with Elvis singing it, well, Elvis gets some money from that. Name, image, likeness. But the people who really make the money are the people who wrote the songs and their estates, because they're probably all dead for the most part. So, yeah, that's the deal. So that's how they make their money. So it's that's why, yeah, it's ASCAP, BMI, go from there. Do you know what, Doug Gray? Kaylor probably gets as much, well, probably more because he's living, of a cut from every Elvis song. So there you go. You make your money trolling YouTube personalities. Seems they're good. Melvin, unofficial Hugh Hefner of the Philippines. Yes, he does. You're correct, Chewy. And his estate does. But sometimes, depending on it, a lot of times when an artist goes on to certain shows, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I know this does happen. So an artist shows up to do an appearance on James Corden. He a lot of times the artists sign over the rights to the reproduction of that music to that show. And they look at it as a relatively common thing. So if you're surfing YouTube, and all of a sudden you go, oh, there's so and so on Jimmy Fallon. Likely that the people making money off of that, everything about it, is Jimmy Fallon, not the music artist. Because obviously you go on a show like that, well, it's huge promotion. And they got to make, Jimmy Fallon's got to make his money somehow. Your treadmills are calling. See y'all later. Have a good one, Lumpy Dog. It depends who the producer of the show is, Coro Works. And a lot of times these guys have they have some production credits from it. They don't own all the show, but they have a piece of it. So the Jimmy Fallon show, NBC probably, Lorne Michaels is a producer of it. Yeah. You have to think. By the way, speaking of Saturday Night Live and musical guests, it was totally shocking, and it probably ruined her career. But I bet you that segment with Sinead O'Connor singing on Saturday Night Live is a huge profit for them. Yeah, a lot of that's how it goes. The broadcaster gets the rights. And Chewy, you're right, depends on the terms of the deal. But it's but the bigger the artist or the bigger the show they're going on, the more promotion for the artist. That's how it works. How it works. And so let's see here. I'm gonna go see where my camera bag is. Where are we? Last time I looked, yeah, looks like we're still pretty much in the same window. I have to go to the store again. And I was going to go to Sam's Club. And then Sam's Club this time of day on a Saturday is a nut house. Totally nuts. I usually go early, but I was getting my hair cut. Now, let's see here. You're giving me something. I'm looking this up right now. Let's see here. Yeah, it's I'm going to dig into that a little bit more. Yeah, I did not do any laundry today. Next weekend, actually, now realizing what I'm doing next weekend, I probably need to start doing laundry because I've got to get some stuff done. I have about, this is how now, you want to talk about how mundane we get here on Fishtube Live? I have about a month's worth of clothes, including towels and washcloths and all that sort of stuff. I have a month's worth of it that, so I don't have to do the laundry, like for everything, like once a month. So what I'll end up doing sometimes is I will dig in and get and just bang out laundry over like a 2-3 day period. Because that exciting. One of the most exciting people in the world. Speaking of mundane, it's time for me to get these glasses updated. That's it's I'm 2 years in. I'm not I can tell that and by the way, anybody who's avoided wearing glasses, not needing them, good for you. I did not need glasses till I was in, I think it was like 25, 26. And all of a sudden I noticed I wasn't seeing distances very well or as well as I would like. So I got glasses. Chattanooga Ed, how are you? Hey, next weekend, Chattanooga Ed, you are going to be so jealous of me. is that I'm working an event hosted by the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals caravan is coming to Joplin Mo, and I am going to be your guy. I get to hang out. Yeah, go Chiefs today, beat those Raiders. You see, I have yeah, the St. Louis Cardinals baseball team. Yep. And they'll be in town next Saturday. I won't be on my normal time. I'll do the show next weekend, but it won't be at the normal time because they'll be at that event. I'll tell you what, you're not going to want to. This is going to be crazy. The location they're using is at one of the local colleges, and they have a basketball game going on at the same time, and they have construction in one of their main halls, so they're using it in one of their secondary halls, and the secondary hall hosts about, they say, around 350. So I'm guessing maybe 325. And last time I was involved with this, right before COVID hit, so 3 years ago, about 800 people were there. So, and people, as we all know, as we're getting more and more back to normal around the COVID, the crowd is going to be insane. And by the way, that day where 800 people showed up, it was like 15 degrees outside. In Joplin Mo, we ain't used to no 15 degrees. So if it was really nice, it probably would have been, 2,500, 3,000. So there you go. So I get to go be out there and work it, which I'm pretty excited about. And pretty excited about going out and seeing all the people. And the players they're bringing out are relatively they're sort of no names, sadly. But hey, it's cool to be out there and to be a part of it. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun. No, Chewy, I have not. I'll tell you what, Albert Pujols doesn't go on those things. It's never gone on those things. No, Maggie's not coming. I'm working. All female band? Ah, excellent. I'll check them out online. Check them out online. I'm on Dasani water these days. Dasani. It's delicious water. Yeah, Main Skin? Yeah, it's a good band. I like that band. Excellent. Thank you, Chewy. So speaking of that, the whole thing, so I have to work this thing, and my company is a sponsor of Cardinals stuff. So I've got to be there, which is great. It's but there's no getting out of it. I prefer, if at all possible, when the weekend is here, not to have to worry about work. I give a lot of hours to work. So there you go. So I'm all in. Belladonna, I'm familiar with Belladonna. When do we get a new Quentin Tarantino movie? I love he's on the edge of ending his movie career, which is crazy because he's not the he's only 59, but he's got a young family. He's got he just got married not that long ago. He lives in Tel Aviv, and here Chattanooga Ed, you know where he's from? Knoxville. He was born in Knoxville, Tennessee. So there you go. You don't know what happened to the bassist for White Zombie. Be a best man of a wedding in Columbia, Missouri. Now, how far is Columbia from me? I don't know off the top of my head. Let me look that up. It's isn't too bad. If you're out there, I may pop out so we can have like lunch or something or breakfast. It's yeah, it's about 3.5 hours from here. No, I don't, Chewy. So I'm showing up at my office. They didn't know I was going to cut my beard, just shave it down to a nice, handsome length. So there you go. Well, Rolla, that isn't bad. That's pretty close to me. It's not like down the block, but yeah, Rolla, Missouri is right on 44, and it is it's just a little over 2 hours. I've driven through Rolla several times. We'll work it out. Work it out and get that done. So I've got to go. It would be really nice. Again, I need to. Carrie, the science gal, lives there. Excellent. Sounds like fun. Let's see, I have a question here. Well, I'll show you our man, Doug. You'll be happy to see this. You'll appreciate this very much. There you go. We're looking out. Reason it's having problems getting a live feed. I have no idea why. That's looking outside my front door. Yeah, Selma Hayek. Huh. I wonder why it's still loading. Huh. Couldn't connect to the front. Weird. Yeah, for whatever reason, it's having problems. Yeah, Hampton. Yeah, sometimes Hampton the cat's walking along. The other cat, Callie, they were like gone overnight, and the weather was fine. It was really, it was, getting down in the 40s, 50s, somewhere in there. It's okay, Chattanooga Ed. So their other cat, I get home from work at lunch, and she's running. I had to keep her from running into the house. So I grab Maggie. She goes in and goes from there. Peter Hampton the cat plays guitar. There you go. Yeah, so Hampton, yeah, the cat. It's a good cat. It's yeah, we're still yeah, the St. Louis Blues, they had that year a few years ago where they came out of nowhere. This time of the year they were in the cellar, and then they went and did some big stuff. All right, gang, we've been here about an hour. I've got to get some junk done. Thank you all very much. I appreciate every one of you, and we will talk again. Not a different time next week. I'll let you know. And so there you go. Have a great day, everybody. Hasta la vista.